Namaste and welcome back to PhDResearchYaatra. Once again, another inspiring episode of Scholarly Talk with Pramita. As we did a first podcast with one of our PhD scholar from reputed institute NIMHANS, and she is Urmila Bamney. So we are glad to have once again to host her today. As we discussed in last video her journey about PhD journey and what was her experience and the admission process and how she went from UK Psychiatric Social MPhil to the international conference in Japan. So if you missed that, go and once again watch that. You will get more insight into her stories as a PhD scholar. So today we are deep dive into more her experience as a PhD scholar, and we will discuss for some basic queries of any aspirant of PhD who interested to do PhD in NIMHANS and other aspect life as a PhD scholar. We will discuss more. So let's welcome to Urmila Bamney. Warm welcome to Urmila to our another inspiring episode. So hope so you enjoyed last podcast and that's why you accepted our invitation of PhDResearchYaatra team for attending and interact with us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so how are you and how is your research work is going? Actually, last time we missed about your PhD research topic. So can you explain more about what your PhD research topic is all about and how it's going on?
So I am doing good. Thank you so much, Pramita, for asking. I hope you are doing fine as well. So talking about my PhD, I am doing my PhD topic on effectiveness of psychosocial preparedness program for disaster risk reduction for school children of Kodagu district. So Kodagu district is basically the Coorg. It's a very famous. It's called as Scotland of India. So it's a very beautiful place. Might be you might have gone there also.
Not yet, but hopefully
you have to come there. It's very beautiful. So I am actually doing a intervention study for the school children of Kodagu district because Kodagu district is more prone to floods and landslides every year.
Okay.
So my idea was like I already mentioned in the previous podcast that PhD you have to have that interest to help people. So keeping this in mind, I selected Kodagu district because mine is a disaster management area. Usually what we do is when we are doing MPhil or PhD, we try to select data collection places which are nearby our home.
Yes.
Why? Because we have to go to home, we have to take rest this time. But I selected Kodagu. I'm not from Kodagu, but I did it because I really wanted to make some changes in the lives of children. So basically, my intervention study is I'm going to develop a module, do pre-assessment, post-assessment, and follow-up assessment, and test the effectiveness of the module that I'll be preparing for the children. So basically, that module will have various components on how children have to be prepared when disasters are coming.
Okay.
So preparing children is very important because children are more like communicators. They go and tell to their parents whatever is taught in the school. So keeping this in mind, I'm doing an intervention study.
Okay, that's nice. Your research work you're going to. So now you are in the stage of going to the field. Like your research proposal is accepted. Everything that model, theoretical model, everything that backend is you have already came up with. Now just you are in the stage of data collection. You're going to visit fields. Okay, that's great. Let's begin from basic. As Miss getting into PhD in NIMHANS and who are eligible basically, which discipline they can opt it for NIMHANS.
Okay. So when talking about NIMHANS, we broadly have departments like we have Department of Clinical Psychology, we have Department of Social Work, Psychiatric Social Work, we have Department of Psychosocial Support in Disaster Management, my own department. We have Department of Biostatistics. We have Department of Psychiatry. So people who are having master's degree or MPhil in particular courses, they are eligible to apply.
Okay, that related elite subjects disciplines they can apply for it, like clinical psychology and psychiatric social work. Who have research topic related to psychology or mental health kind of disciplines, they can think of it. Okay, so who are interested, you can just stay focused to her guidance in this podcast. So next coming into that, after they think of doing NIMHANS, what is the entrance? How it is? Can you break down how they can prepare for entrance and the interview? How is it that much difficult or what kind of it is?
Talking about this, yes, definitely clearing entrance exam in NIMHANS itself is difficult because you'll have lots about research and the concerned subject. And also talking about the interview, it will be one-on-one interview and that will also be quite challenging. But if you answer confidently, whatever they are asking, then I think that is one of the gateway through the process.
Okay, so Miss, as you last time also you said, submitting synopsis is mandatory for that. So how one should prepare one research proposal submitting that?
Yes, again that research area, whatever you want to prepare the proposal, it has to align with your interest.
Okay.
Because initially when we are joining PhD, I mean, we are writing the entrance or going for Viva, we will not have the clearer idea of what title has to be particularly.
Yes.
So what we can do is we can at least have a rough idea on the population. Like for example, I wanted to work on children, so I prepared on the children itself.
Okay.
So we can do in that way. Whichever department you have been selected, you can prepare accordingly with the population. And naturally, the interest area of the guide has to align with you when you join the PhD. So yes, the tips for preparing a strong research synopsis is yes, you should have the introduction, then objectives and relevance, methodology has to be clearly defined. So all these things you can do, and it should be a rough future tense kind of things you have to put on. Like I'll do these in my studies. I'll be doing this. This is the methodology that I'll be using. So it should be future tense because it's a synopsis.
Yeah, right. Means they should follow some methodology, which is a right standard of doing synopsis. Like they should follow it and confident on that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So, and coming to that, while doing PhD, what should one consider before deciding your PhD? What do you think of? Like, do you have planned for any job, joining any job, or what? How you think of like this is the right time I should join PhD?
PhD is a very professional course, and usually when we hear the name PhD, it is usually people who are older. That person. That's what we have. It's a myth actually, but people who are quite young, like you, also can perceive it. So, whatever age group you belong to, you fit into, you should have the intention to do PhD. You should have the clear idea that okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to dedicate my 4 years or 3 years or 5 years into this. So that mindset and motivation has to be there. Then it will be easy to carry out the process.
Okay, because who are just completing PhD might be they're thinking, let do have some work experience and I can join later PhD. Who have dedicatedly thinking of doing PhD and have career goal of going into academics only. So PhD is compulsory nowadays to do it. So what should they can think of? Because a lot of our PhD pass students they're confused what to do next now. So what they can think of, like some relaxing tips for them.
Okay. So PhD, I think it will be better if you have some job experience.
Yeah, sometimes.
It will teach you. I mean, yeah, sometimes, but you can directly go into it. It's not mandatory, but I feel that it's better.
Yeah.
Because job experience immediately after your master's or MPhil will give you some kind of idea like how the work environment will be. Especially, I suggest that you have to take a job in that institute itself. Like NIMHANS has various projects.
Okay.
So you can join into any project and learn the work culture of NIMHANS, see how they work, what they expect from students. Because when you're working, you'll be working with various PhD scholars as well. So that can be one of the good ideas. You can work for 1 or 2 years and then go to the PhD. That is also good. If not, you can directly do it. There's no worries about it.
Yeah.
So it's up to you.
It's actually varies person to person and what kind of situation they are going into. If someone have a strong research methodology background, they can directly think of doing
Yes,
it.
definitely.
If they have particularly about their research topic and area, they can think of. And main thing is like the lot of are thinking about research funding means financial means they think of it. So NIMHANS they have their institute fellowship. So can you explain more about means without JRF one can join there or what the criteria?
Yes, definitely. Without the JRF also one can pursue PhD in NIMHANS. And they'll be getting quite a good amount like JRF itself. So basically, in the first 2 years, you'll be getting around. It was initially 25, then 25,000. Then now it is changed. It is whatever the JRF paying is only.
Okay, from 2024 or 25, it is like same amount of JRF.
But when it is coming to the third year, when you enter third year, it will be increased. So you will get the SRF fellowship, Senior Research Fellowship, maybe 42,000 per month.
Okay, same is like a JRF and SRF. How UGCNET JRF fellowship amount, the same institute fellowship. Here NIMHANS is also provided.
So basically, there is no need that you have to have UGCNET or JRF. You can join directly, but the only thing is you have to crack the entrance exam. That is actually literally challenging thing.
So definitely, if they are giving institute fellowship, so getting into NIMHANS is a big task. Definitely, it's a challenging. You have did it, so you know very well how competitive it is.
But the thing is, I'm not trying to scare you people. So the thing is, it's okay if you have a strong research methodology and knowledge, you will definitely crack it. But there is a competition. It's a heavy competition. As there is a national level exam.
And seat is less.
Seats are less, but we want only one seat, so we don't have to worry about the other seats. So we have to strive for one seat only. That's what I follow.
You should have strong research background. Okay, so coming into a scholar's life, how you means as a who are in early career of stage of PhD, so how means you settle into PhD career, like how was that? So means much serious into that they are confused like they should continue PhD or what this motivated you to stay on track like that? Yeah, I should continue and as you are in third year and going to fourth year soon. So what your suggestion for early career PhD scholars?
There were times when I felt low and I wanted to discontinue because it's a very huge process and so much of time has to be invested in this particular course. But as I already mentioned in my previous podcast, consistency is the key.
Yes.
So if you're consistent, you'll achieve anything. even though you feel low, you have to try to talk to people who are close to you, whom you trust, and somewhere they will give you a good guidance, like how you have to carry on with the course.
Okay, so then continuing with that, how a means close peer group is important or environment your circle, because PhD is might be sometimes say lonely journey as we are doing our own research and it is not like any classwork or any homework we are doing it's a personal research we are doing. So how we means what kind of peer group you have or you think of it is better environment?
Talking about my own peer group, they are very understanding, they are very good, and generalizing to the peer groups, we have to have a peer group who understands us. Because I already mentioned there are times when we'll be tired of PhD, we'll be tired of the personal life. So there should be someone whom we can vent out our feelings. And that you can do only with the person whom you trust. You cannot do it with anybody. So having a trustworthy peer group is very important. That's what I believe. And I'm very lucky that I have such people in my life.
Okay, that's nice. So you are doing PhD in NIMHANS as and how stressful is it as a PhD scholar life? How means what's your day-to-day routine kind of like? How you explain it?
So PhD is actually a stressful process. So what I suggest scholars is do give yourself some time. Be it self-care, talking to your friends, talking to your family. That's very important. So I also take some time and focus on the physical activities like gymming. And yes, I do drawing and I write stories. I do that sometimes.
Yeah,
So
so exploring hobbies is kind of stress buster. Okay, so what you suggest some who are trying for PhD? I mean, what skills should one have doing while doing PhD or before doing PhD? They should opt it, like writing or kind of academic skills or any kind of
Having a
which help you in your PhD career.
Yes, yes. Okay. So yes, you have to have good writing skills and research skills also is very important. You have to know research basics at least, and your subject knowledge is very important. And apart from that, having a good communication skills because you have to interact with your guide, so and other colleagues also. So you have to have that skills. It's very important. That's what I believe.
And as a social worker, we need mostly data from field and we have to visit. So
Yes.
that's mostly communication is the key.
Communication
only.
is key.
Yeah, that's most important in social sciences.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so then this is the main skill. So we have to do. Then as a scholar, what main key suggestion you are tip advice to all scholars who are struggling with a PhD and all you want to give on that or any scholars?
Okay, as a third year scholar, senior scholar, I would like to tell that do not procrastinate too much. Procrastination it happens in everybody's life, but try to be consistent. At least give time to your PhD every day. That will make you very much happy internally. And yes, you will finish your work also. So that satisfaction level will be there. If you procrastinate too much, then you will feel very low. You will start feeling, why am I doing PhD? It's becoming too much burden. So procrastination should not be there. That's the only suggestion I give to the aspiring scholars. Or
Okay, that's nice suggestion. So we can do now one rapid fire question session as let's do it. So first of all, what's your means difficult part? It's clearing entrance or coursework or research?
I think clearing the entrance could be on top, but research is also becoming more difficult. And coursework was learning process, so it was not so difficult. We learned a lot from that.
Okay, it's a process.
Yeah.
Okay, then what one thing you should means now you're thinking you should know before joining PhD?
Okay. One thing is commitment and how you have to organize things. That is very important.
Okay.
So maybe I should have learned organizing skills very initially. I do organize, but sometimes I try to disperse things. I mean, not things in the sense, not physical things, the data, whatever we have. So it has to be very organized.
Yeah, keeping on one
Yes.
folder or something.
Commitment and dedication also we should have. We have it, but it should be a little higher when it is coming to PhD scholars.
Yeah. Okay, then what's your stress buster while hectic research schedule?
Stress buster. As I already mentioned, I focus on the physical activities. And apart from that, I do take a nap. Nap actually tries to reduce your stress. Then doing deep breathing and relaxation techniques can be important.
Okay.
So,
And if is that JRF matters in NIMHANS PhD?
yes, it do matter. So if you're not able to crack the institute stipend seat, JRF comes into play. So yearly twice we'll be having the entrance exams. One is for institute stipend, the other one is for JRF and project, like as I already mentioned in the previous podcast. So yes, it becomes very important. JRF is also needed because if you're clearing JRF means you have a lot of research knowledge, so which will be helpful in PhD. So yeah, it's important.
So what quick suggestion you are going to give who are applying this time JRF?
Clear the JRF and do PhD. It will be more worthy.
Definitely. So students, get motivated and do clear JRF this time only. Do focus. Okay. What is your one word for PhD life in NIMHANS, or one sentence you can tell about it?
One word becomes very difficult. So, if given opportunity, I would like to talk about hectic.
Okay.
Lots of learning and beautiful, because I'm making changes in the lives of people. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's great. And how your PhD journey changed you or transformed you?
PhD has transformed me a lot. Like before what I was to now, if you compare, it's totally a different individual. Starting from the patience level. So PhD is not going to come, it's not going to happen in 1 year or 2 years, like our master's degree. You will not get a degree. Rather, you have to wait for 5 years or 4 years. So that patience will be there. Apart from that, yes, you'll learn a lot. You'll try to empathize with people. And also your communication skills will improve. So that's what has happened to me.
Yeah, that's great, insightful for whole season. As thank you so much for describing everything, your insight about PhD journey and everything. So we would like to know how was your experience with PhD Research Yatra team and how you think about our initiative as a scholar.
Talking about my experience with you people, the PhD Research Yaatra, it was very good because I tried to express what I feel about my PhD, and this will be definitely helpful for others. And your initiative is really very good because many PhD scholars will be confused. I myself was confused at one point. So I was thinking why I did not get such videos. So scholars, like whoever is talking here, it will be like they'll share their experience. It will be helpful for the aspirants. So it's a very good initiative. So thank you so much for this initiative. And also thank you so much for giving me opportunity to talk about my PhD. So thank you.
Thank you so much for your experience, and definitely it is a platform for not only for our coteam, it's for every scholar's life journey experience. So we welcome you, everyone who are interested to, and definitely we will try to approach you personally if we are coming knowing about you, as you are open to share your experience with us. So stay tuned for this more kind of researchers real life experiences, because every story matters, because it's not kind of any degree we are getting into, it's a PhD journey, like life journey only. Thank you, Urmila, for coming into our PhDResearchYaatra channel and sharing your experience. Thank you once again. So hope so we will meet you soon again with another topic and to share with our audience. So thank you everyone, and
please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Clinical psychology and public health.